When he became a one-eyed ghoul, Tokyo Ghoul's Ken Kaneki had nowhere to transform. But Anteiku, his favorite cafe, kept a shocking secret. In the Tokyo Ghoul of Suiyashita, the world is divided into human society and the underworld of the ghouls, who, at night, stalk human prey. Apparently, there's no place for a half-ghoul like Kaneki, who doesn't quite fit in either. When Riza Kamashiro's organs were transplanted into him, Kaneki became a half-ghoul, and after developing a distinct red ghoul eye, he started to thirst for human flesh. Kaneki felt like he had lost his dignity, but the predatory and vicious ways of the ghouls could not stand him either. He was trapped in the middle, looking for a position that would be recognized by someone like him. When Riza, the binge eater, tried to eat him, Kaneki almost lost his life. Steel beams dropped on her and killed her, and Kaneki got her organs through Dr. Kano's transplant operation. With no wounds or appetite, he woke up and left the hospital without separate medical issues. But then he saw that the food tasted bad, and he began to experience a different kind of hunger, which threatened to rip his mind apart. Looking in the mirror, Kaneki saw that one of his eyes, a ghoul's eye, was completely blood red. Mad with all the changes, he needed answers and support quickly. Ken encountered Tauka just outside Anteiku's cafe one night while stumbling about and begged her for help. Tauka, disgusted by the fearful and indecisive ways of Ken, turned him away as a supposedly inferior half-breed, while he was accepted inside by a certain Mr. Yoshimura of the Anteiku cafe. He also gave a box of guilt-free human meat to Kaneki and told him to visit him again at any moment. Impressed, but under no circumstances wanting to consume human flesh, Ken instead tried to find a solution for himself. He knew he should drink coffee, but his hunger didn't help, which eventually led him to chase after Nishiki Nishio, a ghoul near Ken's college. Nishiki corners Kaneki and his friend Hide one night, almost killing both of them. That was when Tauka moved in, and she'd be remaining in Ken's life this time. To save Ken's life from Nishiki, Tauka used her fighting prowess, and the wounded and starving Kaneki collapsed. When he woke up the next day, he was in a nice room on the second floor of Anteiku, greeted by Mr. Yoshimura. This was not an ordinary cafe, it turns out, it was a defined neutral zone of non-violence, where ghouls and humans could visit side by side as patrons. Despite being human, Hide was there too, and would stay here until he healed. Ken had finally found shelter, but he needed to make some changes. Kaneki was accepted as Anteiku's employee and given an eye patch to cover his ghoulless eyes. He also had to be conditioned to properly fit in with human society, that is, to pretend to eat human food. There was a secret to it, and Mr. Yoshimura taught him all kinds of things to do with life as a ghoul, thus teaching Ken. Ken was also worried that, being just half human and half ghoul, he didn't really belong anywhere, but Mr. Yoshimura assured him that he was a man of two worlds, not zero. All Kaneki had to do was take it easy, learn to brew a good cup of coffee, and be kind to the patrons of Anteiku. Ken had been reluctant, but it had been his best bet. And as soon as he realized it, Mr. Yoshimura was right about all things.